Hi guys, welcome to the African Diaspora News channel. My name is Clarisse Ndinge and today I bring you guys another fresh news story from the continent of Africa. Few days to the World Cup and the Cameroon is going through a serious battle with their sports gear or the former sports gears supplier, Le Coq Sportif, which is a French company. I think after this particular situation, government officials are going to be very careful with the kind of contracts they sign and how some of these contracts give jurisdiction to companies in foreign countries or give jurisdiction for court cases to be held in foreign countries over deals that are signed, maybe concerning African countries. So what's going on is that in June 2019, Cameroon signed a 5 years deal with Le Coq Sportif for Le Coq Sportif to be the sportswear supplier, to be the official sponsor of the sports gear or sportswear or sports attires that will be worn by the national football teams of Cameroon. That's the senior level, junior level, female, all-round sponsor of the sports gear. So, I mean, Cameroon and Le Coq Sportif have had their relationship ongoing, everything. Well, we don't know what was going on behind closed doors, but it looked like everything was going on well from the outside. So, when the former president of the Federation of Cameroon Football, Seydou Bobo Joya, lost elections to the legendary international Cameroonian footballer Samuel Eto'o, who is now the president of FECAFOOT, uh, after a few months, Samuel Eto'o and as the president of the Football Federation of Cameroon, released a statement saying that they have cut off ties with Le Coq Sportif because Le Coq Sportif was not faithful to their commitment to the indomitable lions of Cameroon, to the football team. So Le Coq Sportif released a statement that was early this 2022. So Le Coq Sportif released a statement that said, no, this is breach of contract because our contract says that we are supposed to be sports gear sponsor of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon right up till December 2023. But the Federation of Football in Cameroon said we are no longer working with Le Coq Sportif. So Le Coq Sportif tried to settle amicably and out of court, but the Cameroon Football Federation was bent on ending the contract. They said they were not satisfied with the way Le Coq Sportif was, treating them, and they said they were not keeping to their commitments. They were not supplying sports gears on time. There were a lot of things that they said they were not doing. So basically, it was under the umbrella statement of they were not keeping their commitments. So Le Coq Sportif threatened to take Cameroon to court. That's the Federation of Football in Cameroon to court. And yeah, the Federation of Football in Cameroon still held their grounds that they would not, the contract is ended. They went ahead to sign a new contract with a new sports gear supplier called One All Sports. And One All Sports has recently supplied the Indomitable Lions with gears. They've been using their gears to practice for the World Cup and to play subsequent friendly matches. The Coq Sportif has, on the other hand, taken Cameroon to court as it promised. And on November 3rd, in a court in France, the justice ruled that Le Coq Sportif had won the case and that Cameroon should keep to the terms of contract as it was originally stated right up till December 2023. Meaning that, the new contract that they have signed with One All Sports should be null and void right up till right up to December 2023, when the original contract with the Coq Sportif is supposed to expire. Now, this puts everybody in confusion because um, right now, the One All Sports has delivered the jerseys for the World Cup. They have already done the necessary distribution. They are planning to properly launch and start selling these t-shirts, these jerseys against the World Cup. They have their own expectations, they have their own plans that they have put in motion. Cameroonians have already, prepared themselves to buy these new jerseys from One All Sports. Indomitable Lions have already been using One All Sports jerseys to practice against the World Cup. So this destabilizes the whole thing. It causes confusion basically. So FECAFOOT has actually released a statement that they are going to appeal that judgment because they don't think it is fair. But here's where the problem is. This contract, I feel like the original contract that the Cameroon Football Federation signed with the Coq Sportif is where the problem is. The original contract, because why is a situation, why is this, why is it being judged in a court in France? Le Coq Sportif is a French company, granted, but why is it being judged in a court in France? It means that the original contract created an environment or made it possible for France to have jurisdiction over, any court case or any legal issue that possibly arose from, the partnership, which is what's happening now. So of course, France will support France if a court case is brought in France between a French company and the Cameroon Football Federation. It makes sense for the French company to win, whether they are right or not. They have the home advantage. So it brings us back to the original contract that was signed. There have been rumors that contract that was signed between the former president of the Cameroon Football Federation and Le Coq Sportif is actually nowhere to be found. As in, there are rumors that nobody in the new Cameroon Football Federation has laid hands on that contract. Even while the Cameroon Football Federation and the Coq Sportif have been going back and forth, there is a group of Cameroonians who are supporting the Coq Sportif because they have interest in the Coq Sportif. Like, for example, the person who was in charge of distribution of the Coq Sportif jerseys in Cameroon, who is also an athlete, very, very notable athlete, legendary Yannick Noah. He is on the Coq Sportif side because he was in charge of, or his brand, his company was in charge of distribution and sales of the Coq Sportif jerseys. At the end of the day, it has been a game of interest. It has been a game of interest on the part of the stakeholders in this situation. But we just want to see how it's going to play out, because right now, few days to the World Cup, Cameroon, or we the fans, we do not know which jerseys we are going to be standing with, because the Coq Sportif is releasing their own jerseys and One All Sports has also released their own jerseys. So we don't even know which jerseys are going to hold. We don't know which one our indomitable lions are going to wear. The confusion is on a very, very high level. And we just hope and pray that eventually these people will find a way, they find a middle ground, they find a compromise, and they find a way to settle all of this amicably, just so it doesn't affect the moral of the players, just so it doesn't affect the moral of the fans, and just so the polemics and the controversy doesn't affect the whole atmosphere and ambience of the fans and the football lovers against the World Cup, which is coming soon. Well, guys, let me know what you think about this situation, and you'll see me next time for another fresh news story from this part of the world.